All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Nelson and Rick Sargent have the front row. Vern Spring and Blake Lawrence are on the second row. The Iceman and Thanos have the third row, and Donald Durant rounds out the field. A whole season of racing comes down to this. Mark Nelson has dominated the season, and with Mark Dantuma not in the car to challenge him the last couple of weeks, Mark continues to dominate and very likely is going to lock up the championship here tonight. Pete, don't mention that to Angie. She's been debating a train horn on her car for a long time. Here they come out of turn 4. The pace car about to drop in. Barney the flagman ready to go here at Homestead. Pace car is in. Green flag in the air. The season finale is underway. And caution is out immediately. Blake Lawrence pointed the wrong way. Problems going off into turn 1. There's Blake in the Little Caesars pizza car. They get the green flag, head off toward turn 1. Blake up on the high side. Oh, gets loose on entry. Smacks the outside wall, but the damage should be limited. He did get it turned around and rolling. Mark Nelson up front, Rick in second, Vern Spring in third, DJ now up to fourth, Double D in fifth. Great to see Double D back on track. He was also impacted by the hurricane. So great to see he is back up and running. Gerald back in sixth, Blake in seventh. Pete, I am not surprised that you do. They will have a competition caution on lap 40. Should be getting 1 to green this time by. Lights are out on the pace car. It does look like they will stack up for the restart. And don't forget, folks, more great racing to come tonight. Make sure you're following on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. We have a lot of YouTube shorts coming out, and tomorrow I'm going to be working all day on giving you guys even more. The Mark Nelson in control for the restart. Pace car is in. There is Barney ready to go. Green flag back in the air. Mark sends it full send into turn one. Vern now back up into second. Rick in third. The Iceman in fourth. Oh, Double D is loose. Out of two. He gathers it up but gets the wall. Already two damaged cars out on track. Dahl trying to get her back up to speed. Vern Spring just set the fastest lap so far. He is starting to reel in the leader. Durant's went to pit road but has had a problem. We saw Donald was down on power. It looked like he heads to pit road and misses the pit road entry, has to back it up and pull back down. Hopefully he'll get the car fixed and rolling very soon. Vern Spring sits in second. The Iceman in third. Rick Surgeon now to fourth. Gerald Poole in fifth. Remember, Thanos has to come to the front, pull off the win. Wait a minute. Mark Nelson has led every lap so far. Let me do some quick math here. I do believe the Mark Nelson is officially the champion. The Iceman just moving into second place, and it is official. The Mark Nelson is the new BRR Cup champion. Double D back out on track, has just come off pit road right as the leaders are coming by. Pete, where is that at? I want to go there. DJ back in second with Vern on his bumper. They're about a second behind, and here comes Vern on the high side. Vern Spring now back up into second, but DJ still on his bumper. Rick not far behind. Gerald Poole has lost a little ground, but was the fastest car last time by. The Iceman battling with Vern at the moment. I'm looking forward to that one, Pete. Rick Surgeon starting to reel him back in. DJ just set the fastest lap. No! Gerald Poole beat his time, 33.13. Thanos is on the attack. Gerald has not had a cup win yet this season. As DJ goes back by into second. Rick Sargent trying to close back up, but Gerald is just about to Rick's bumper. While they battle back behind, Mark Nelson has opened up a 1 1/4 second lead over the Iceman. Gerald Poole closing up on Rick Sargent. Vern still on the Iceman's back bumper. As the sun goes down, the track will start to cool off. Track temperature currently 78 degrees. A good time of day. If you race here in the day, the track gets hot and greasy very quickly. And Mark's lead is starting to shrink. The Iceman cometh. Gerald Poole still lurking right behind Rick in the Navy Joe coffee car. Mark Nelson's lead shrinking quickly. DJ less than 3/4 of a second back. Lap traffic coming into play. Both Blake Lawrence and Donald Durant still have some damage. Rick Sargent, Gerald Poole closing up on the lap traffic. And DJ is on the attack. Vern Spring back in third, Rick Sargent in fourth, Gerald still in fifth. Now they do have enough fuel to make it to the comp caution at lap 40, but they will have to make a pit stop in the second part of the race, so fuel and tire strategy is going to be huge late in this one. DJ is extremely good at Homestead. I have seen him come from further behind to pull off a win here. Donald Durant is back on pit road. Brian Hewitt, good evening, buddy. He's cheering on Vern. Once these two start battling it out, Vern will be able to pull back closer, as will Rick Sargent and Gerald Poole. DJ right on Mark Nelson's bumper. Going good, Brian. How are you doing tonight, buddy? How's it going, Richie? And don't forget, 9:30 Eastern tonight, SMR Gen 4 is back on track. They will take on Auto Club, and Fuel Strategy and exciting pit stops all season long has made for some epic racing. DJ getting a big run through 3 and 4. Does he have the momentum to get to the inside before turn 1? Not this time. Vern Spring back in third now as Rick Sargent right on his bumper, and Gerald Poole closing back in. Double D is back out on track. Blake Lawrence back in 6th, Double D in 7th. Coming in tonight, 4 drivers were in contention for the championship. Mark Nelson, Gerald Poole, Rick Sargent, Mark Dantuma. As we mentioned earlier, Mark Dantuma unable to be here due to the hurricane. He still does not have internet. And coming into tonight, Mark Nelson had a 10-point lead over Gerald Poole. Now that Mark Nelson had won the pole and has led a lap, picking up 2 bonus points, Mark Nelson is the champ. Mark won the Home Motorsports Championship a little over a week ago. And now pulls off his 2nd championship this year. Vern Spring now has his hands full. Rick Sargent is there. Gerald Poole also within spitting distance. Tire wear also starting to become a bit of a factor here. Although not as much as we used to see in some of the other cars, the slowdown isn't as dramatic, but the drivers do lose a lot of maneuverability. DJ Kenner's fastest lap of 33.13, last time by 33.53. These cars and these tires tend to not lose as much time as they used to. Rick Sargent, Vern Spring, Gerald Poole, all right there together, nose to tail. Look like Gerald may have gotten a little loose out of 2. DJ keeps peeking, but has not made a move for the lead yet. Rick Sargent putting a little space between him and Vern. Oh, Vern is in the wall hard. No caution, Vern cleared the racing surface and has gone to pit road. Let's take a look. Rick Sargent pushed up right in front of Vern. Out of turn 4. Let's back this up just a hair. There's Vern coming through 1 and 2. The back end started to step out. He tried to save it. Ended up slamming the outside wall and a hard hit to the inside. Looks like the left front tire blew immediately. Mark Nelson has started gapping DJ again. Rick Sargent now to 3rd, Gerald Poole in 4th. Blake Lawrence a couple laps down, but in 5th. And Vern Spring is out of the race early. Donald Durant's is back on track and back up to speed, trying to make up some of the ground he lost. Blake Lawrence trying to get himself in position to be the lucky dog. Mark Nelson has a half-second lead on the Iceman. Rick Sargent has started putting a gap on Gerald Poole. Just a couple laps away from the caution. All the drivers will be in 4 tires and fuel. Looks like Blake Lawrence will get one of his laps back. They'll still leave him 1 lap down, but getting him closer to being back into the fight. Oh, Double D had some problems early on. Got the wall, rode the wall for a little bit. Went to pit road multiple times to get the car fixed. He's back up on track, but several laps down. Coming to the competition caution, Mark Nelson has led every lap so far. Looks like they're going to throw the caution at the end of the lap. Meanwhile, there's the caution. Competition caution, lap 40. We'll see every driver in for 4 tires, fuel, and some of the field will be in for repairs. Mark has caught the pace car. They settle in. We'll talk to Mark after his pit stop is complete. Yeah, Kevin, it's definitely been a rough night for some of the drivers out here. As here we go, everybody is headed in. All the lead lap cars, rather, headed in. Donald Durant's Blake Lawrence staying out. Blake should get, and there he goes. He will get one of his laps back. All 4 drivers up, 4 tires and fuel. Mark Nelson pulls out, maintains the lead. And let's get a word with our new champ. Marcus Doug, you got me?
I gotcha.
It looks like with you getting the pole and leading the lap so far, you are officially the new champion.
Well, that's fantastic. Thanks for letting me know.
So now you've got it easy from here on out, but are you still going to go for the win?
Absolutely. I always go for the win no matter what. But DJ's plumb worn me out. I don't know if I can do that 2 more times.
Well, how many laps are you looking at on fuel, and are you going to try and conserve anything?
Let's see, probably about 48 laps on a fuel run, and I will do my normal thing where I just run my pace and hope it all works out at the end.
Well, so far, it's all working out for you. Good luck and congratulations.
Thanks, Doug.
The Mark Nelson, the new BRR champ. Durant is not coming in. He is on a different pit cycle due to his multiple stops for repairs. So he will get waved around and get one of his laps back here. DJ heating his tires up, cleaning them off, making sure he is ready to go. You heard Mark say he doesn't know if he can hold him off for the rest of the race. Lights are out as they get 1 to green. Blake Lawrence, after getting the lucky dog, has gone to pit road. Now just 1 lap down. He is definitely going to be open for a quickie caution. that would get him back in the lead lap and back in the fight. Here they come through 3 and 4. Pace car is in. Mark Nelson in control. Green flag back in the air. Mark nails the restart this time. DJ in second. Rick is in third. Gerald now up into fourth. Gerald appears to be struggling on the restarts here tonight. DJ starting in second, able to stay with Mark on the restart. Didn't have to come through any traffic. That could be a problem for Mark here. Rick Sargent still lurking in third. Gerald Poole starting to pull back up in fourth. Blake Lawrence back there in fifth. Double D in sixth. Vern Spring out of the race. Don't forget, make sure you're following on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. We'll have the info on BRR recruitment very soon. Rick back in third. May be in trouble. Gerald right there with him. DJ still right there with Mark Nelson. Remember, on that first run, DJ had to run Mark down from several spots back. Now he doesn't have to run him down. He'll hang with him. And we could see quite the battle, both for the lead and back here for third. Gerald now looks underneath Rick Sargent for third. It's a drag race down the back straightaway. Rick has the advantage, but Gerald sends it deep into turn 3. Out of turn 4 on the high side, Rick is able to pull ahead. Back up front, Mark Nelson, DJ Kenner still nose to tail. DJ being very, very patient. Oh, Blake Lawrence is in the wall at caution. Caution is out. Let's see if we can see what happened to Blake. This was about a lap before the caution flew out of 4. Blake gets loose, almost saves it, and then ends up in the inside wall, but does... Wow, he wrecked for about half a lap. Gets on the pit lane exit road. I don't think he has minimal damage to the left front of the car. And something went horribly wrong on the back straightaway. He slams the outside wall. Definitely an odd situation. Blake has towed it in. That does mean Donald Durant will be the lucky dog and get one of his laps back here. Mark Nelson, DJ Kenner, Rick Sargent, Gerald Poole. The 4 cars on the lead lap. Donald Durant's coming back around to get one of his laps back. Rick Sargent and Gerald Poole had quite a battle going on there. Blake Lawrence is sitting on pit road. Getting that car fixed up. Let's see if we can see. Looks like he is having some problems. You can see him testing the steering out. Something obviously broke on that steering when he was coming down the backstretch. Lights go out on the pace car. They will stack back up for the restart. Now the question is, will Blake be able to get back out on track? Can he get the car fixed and the handling issues taken care of? Richie, undoubtedly, Mark will be tough to pass. Mark has officially locked up the championship here tonight, but it would be awesome to see the Iceman back in victory lane. It has been a while. DJ is yet to win this season. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Rick trying to move to the high side. Out of 2. Can he use the momentum? Gerald Poole lost some ground again on the restart. And here comes the Iceman to the high side. Out of 4. DJ's got a huge run going down the front stretch. DJ lost a little ground in 1 and 2. Mark pulls back ahead. DJ, though, still peeking, looking for that opportunity. Rick Sargent still lurking right behind him. And Gerald trying to clear the lap car of Double D to get back into the fight. Mark did say during the competition caution he was worried and didn't know if he could hold DJ off. I bet he's even more worried now. Mark Nelson just set the fastest lap of the race so far, 33.08. We heard Mark say he was just going to maintain his pace. Run his race and let the chips fall as they may. But after that move by the Iceman, it seems like Mark has cranked it up a hair even more. Last time by, 32.91. Mark currently the only driver under the 33-second mark. DJ Kenner, Rick Sargent, both still within striking distance. It appears Lawrence has figured out the handling issue. I'm betting a technical glitch. He has got it fixed and back going. Just past the halfway point. DJ lurking about a half second back. Rick about a second behind him. Gerald closing in. Last time by, Gerald was the fastest car on track other than the leader, Mark Nelson. And last time by, DJ Kenner back down in the 32s, 32.99. Track temperature still holding about 78 degrees. Same with the air temp. DJ and Mark still nose to tail, but now Rick is losing ground back behind, and Gerald is closing in. Gerald just 0.6 of a second behind Rick Sargent. Gerald trying to stay within striking distance. The Iceman staying about a half second behind Mark Nelson. He's got to try and get the car back under that half-second gap to get the most out of the draft off of Mark Nelson's car. Rick Surgeon in third, still holding Gerald Thanos Poole in fourth, off for the moment. Caution is out. It looks like Blake Lawrence may have had another problem. Let's see if we can see what happened with Blake. As Blake coming through 1 and 2, just gets loose, coming out, that back end all the way sideways, ends up tapping the outside wall. It looks like something, I think Blake is having some, I think Blake is having some technical difficulties with his setup that is causing the car to not handle right. Rick Sargent and Gerald Poole both came to pit road. Mark Nelson and the Iceman stay out. This will definitely be interesting. Double D is on pit road now as well, getting another one of his laps back. Pete, no, I did early on, but I haven't really looked at it since. Rick Sargent and Gerald Poole both on fresh Goodyears. Mark Nelson and the Iceman on old tires. Rick and Gerald's tires 27 laps fresher. That's going to make this restart rather exciting. This strategy move could put Rick or Gerald in position to win this race. Time will tell. Lights are out on the pace car as they get ready to go back racing. Blake Lawrence still sitting on pit road. Double D now only 4 laps down, trying to regain the lead lap. And you know what we haven't done yet? We haven't got loud here tonight. So when the pace car drops in, I'm going to shut up and let you guys crank it up at home. It's going to be an interesting restart with Mark and DJ on old tires. Let's see how it goes. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag back in the air. Crank it up, everybody. The fresh tires definitely paying off for Gerald Poole, now up into third. Will do, Kevin. Gerald Poole now into third, trying to run down the Iceman. But DJ just ran his fastest lap, 32.96. Despite the fact those tires are over 30 laps old now. These top two have managed their tires extremely well in this race. Blake Lawrence was headed back out a moment ago, but it looks like he has towed it to the garage. Yes, I did. Mark and DJ already pulling away to a 1.6 second gap on Gerald Poole and Rick Sargent. Double D not far behind in fifth. Still 4 laps down for Donald, but he's hoping to make that back up. DJ still lurking right on the back bumper of Mark Nelson. Now Gerald and Rick, who both just pitted, got fresh tires and a full fuel load, but they were not in range to go the distance. However, based on the fuel numbers we were told before the race, Mark Nelson and DJ, all the drivers, are now within their fuel window and could pit any time. Gerald Poole on those fresh Goodyears is starting to reel in. The Iceman is now just 0.7 of a second back. Rick Sargent lurking right behind as well. Both drivers starting to make up some ground on the top two. Gerald now to the back bumper of the Iceman. Gerald has not won in Cup Series competition yet this season, nor has DJ or Rick. Could one of them pull it off here tonight? Let's ride along with Thanos for a lap down the front straightaway, headed toward turn one. You hear the tires begging for mercy as they go off into 1 and 2. Back on the power, full throttle down the back straightaway. Gerald now looking underneath DJ. Through 3 and 4, back down the front straightaway, dead even. Gerald Poole did that lap in 33.27, and Thanos moves to second place. He is 1.25 seconds behind Mark Nelson. Gerald came into tonight second in points, has had an awesome season, stayed in the fight week in and week out. DJ Kenner is in for his final stop. Mark Nelson out front by 1.3 seconds over Gerald Poole. Rick Sargent in third, DJ on his way out. This is a tricky part of coming off pit road. It is so easy to push just a little too much on that exit road, go off in the grass, but DJ gets it perfect. And Mark Nelson is in. Gerald Poole to the lead for the first time tonight. Rick Sargent now into second, Mark in third, DJ coming around in fourth. Does DJ have the speed to get ahead of Mark? He might get it done. Mark on his way off pit road. DJ at the start-finish line. And Mark comes off pit road as DJ comes full send out of turn 2. Hey, good evening, Larry Ashby. Gerald Poole and Rick Sargent at the moment, the only 2 cars on the lead lap. Mark Nelson, DJ Kenner after stops a lap down. Gerald and Rick pitted on the last caution, lap number 68. There is a slight chance, if they conserve fuel, that they could make it. There's a very slim chance they could make it to the end without another fuel stop. Hey, good evening, Cody. Yep. Rick Sargent closing back in on Gerald Poole. Yeah, Cody. Mark Nelson about 1 1/4 seconds behind 4th place DJ, but DJ is closing in. And now the big question is going to be this top 2. Can they make it to the end? If Gerald and Rick have to pit again, Mark and DJ will come around and be back on the lead lap. However, if Gerald and Rick can extend their fuel window, I don't think Mark Nelson can regain a lap and a half. Mark Nelson currently 37 seconds behind the leader, the new leader, Rick Sargent. Rick going to the lead for the first time here tonight. Gerald Poole staying close. Pete, it has been added. All I got to do is basically flip a switch. I obviously, Pete, am not going to have it enabled for broadcast, but yes, all I will have to do, and you'll get to try it, I'll be streaming Tuesday. You can try it out then, buddy. Rick Sargent also has gone winless this season. If he can stretch the fuel, could get his first win of the season. Gerald still hanging on in second. Mark and DJ not far behind. They will likely be able to get themselves back to the lead lap, but in 24 laps, they will not be able to race their way all the way back around. Mark Nelson currently in third, catching the top two. He is a lap behind at the moment, but once he comes past Rick, we'll be back on the lead lap. The Iceman coming with him. Rick Sargent, though, out front for the first time tonight, as Mark Nelson and the Iceman have gone by, now just getting ready to come by Rick and get back to the lead lap. Gerald Poole now in second, 1 1/4 seconds back. He has lost some ground. And Mark Nelson looking under the leader. Mark Nelson has now raced his way back to the lead lap, and the Iceman is coming with him. Gerald Poole, though, has started closing back up on Rick. He is just under a second behind in second place. Rick Sargent just has to conserve enough fuel to make it another 19 laps. Mark Nelson 32 seconds behind at the moment. Double D is in for his final stop. Last time by, Mark Nelson only 7/10 of a second faster than the leader. And Gerald Thanos Poole is in for his final stop. He couldn't go the distance on fuel. He and Rick came in at the same time. Will we see Rick on pit road, or has he been a little more gentle with the gas pedal. Mark Nelson now back up into second, DJ to third. Gerald on his way out, a fuel-only stop. Rick Sargent's lead, 30 1/4 seconds at the moment over Mark Nelson. 15 laps to go for Rick. If he can make the fuel last, he is going to do it here tonight. And what a run this would be for Rick. Let's ride on board and see if he's conserving. He is picking the throttle back up, but he is easing onto it. It appears he's letting out a little bit earlier than necessary. I don't know, it is questionable, folks, but he may very well have a strategy that is going to pull it off here tonight. His lead over Mark Nelson, 27.7 seconds. And don't forget, DJ lurking right behind Mark at the moment. If DJ can pull back even with Mark, give him a little bit of fight, Rick can go a little bit easier without losing ground. Gerald Poole came off pit road in fourth. He is gaining ground, but he is 8.5 seconds behind the Iceman. Definitely rooting just a little bit for Rick here tonight to see him pull this one off. Rick just put Gerald Poole a lap down again. If I was Rick, here we go, he's letting Gerald back by. Rick can stay on Gerald's bumper if he can. That will help him conserve a little bit of fuel. Rick is definitely not at full speed at the moment. Last time by, Mark Nelson ran a 33.5, a 33.5 dead. Rick Sargent 34.51. Rick a full second off pace. He is definitely conserving. He has a 23-second lead over Mark Nelson, but Mark is reeling him in. With 8 laps to go, can Rick get it done here tonight? Mark Nelson, the new champ, back in second place, pushing that car to its absolute limit. Rick doing everything he can to save fuel. And folks, don't forget, come back at 9:30 Eastern later tonight. SMR Gen 4 is back on track tonight at Auto Club. And you know, 20 plus Gen 4 cars going 4 and 5 wide through the turns at Auto Club, man, that will be fun. Five laps to go for Rick Sargent. A 20-second lead at the moment. As long as he can make it on fuel, he has got it done. Mark Nelson, the new champ, back in second place. The Iceman currently in third, Thanos in fourth, and Double D officially out of the race. Rick Sargent coming through 3 and 4. He'll have 3 to go this time. Whether or not he makes it, nobody knows right now. But he is fully committed at this point. Mark Nelson in second, 18 and a half seconds back. Still running about a second a lap faster than Rick. DJ Kenner back in third, about 2 seconds behind Mark now. Gerald Poole in fourth is reeling in the Iceman. 2 to go for Rick Sargent. Can he pull it off? Through 3 and 4, out of turn 4. And here we go. White flag is in the air. One more time around for Rick Sargent. He's got a 17-second lead. If he can make it to the exit of 4, he can coast to the start-finish line. And coming out of turn 4, he has done it. Rick Sargent wins the season finale at Homestead. The Mark Nelson comes home in second and wins the championship. DJ the Iceman Kenner comes home in third. And we don't have the availability to talk to the Iceman, so let's talk to our top 2. Mark, one heck of a run. You come home in second, and you win the championship.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. Pretty awesome, and happy for Rick too. He made a really good call on that caution. I wasn't quite in my fuel window until the last lap, and I wasn't sure if I'd get penalized if I tried pitting with 1 to go, so I just kind of rode it out. But yeah, good for Rick.
Well, definitely an awesome season for you, buddy. Congratulations. You definitely earned that title.
Thanks, Doug. I appreciate that. It's been a lot of hard work, and I'm proud of it.
Well, I imagine you should be, and great job, buddy.
Thanks, Doug.
Mark Nelson wins the championship, but Rick Sargent wins the race. Rick, how much gas did you have when you crossed the start-finish line?
I had about 2 laps left.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And everybody else I talked to before the race, when I got their fuel numbers, by my math, you should have been about 2 laps short. So I don't know how you did it. How much were you conserving on that last run?
Oh, well, my tires were really bad with about 10 to go, so I was really taking it easy. So that's probably one of the reasons I was able to save.
Well, man, it definitely worked out. You get your first win of the season in pretty dramatic fashion. Great strategy, and you still had a ton of speed tonight, man. Good win. Congratulations.
Thanks, Doug, man. Thank you for everything you do, too.
Rick Sargent, his first win of the season. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget, come back here in about 30 minutes or so. SMR Gen 4 will be on track. Thank you guys so much and have a great night.